Welcome everyone to the week 1 of the DDL Season 2. I'm your coach of the Phoenix Pig Knights, and we're going up against the Toronto Tyrannotars this week. The coach of the Toronto Tyrannotars, Diego Ocelot, is the owner of the league, and I think the matchup is going to be a good one. Moving on, on the left you see your Phoenix Pig Knights, and on the right you see the Toronto Tyrannotars. As seen, the Toronto Tyrannotars have a scary rain core with Pelipper, Overquill, and Zapdos, and some very hard-hitting special attackers in Iron Valiant, Latios, and Shandy Shocks. They also have some interesting Terra options in Hisuian Decidueye and Sudowoodo, as well as Overquill. Starting off this week, we're bringing Urshifu Rapid Strike, our #1 pick, into the fray. We have 180 speed Jolly Nature, outspeeds non-rain Overquill, and the rest is just put into attack and HP investment. We're running Punching Glove this week to not make contact into Zapdos, to not get punished by static or Rocky Helmet procs, as well as it powers up punching type moves like Surging Strikes and Thunder Punch. The other moves here are Close Combat for another stab option, and U-Turn to pivot out of bad matchups. Our next mon is Thunderous Therian. Max attack, choice specs, Grass Knot, one-hit KOs, no bulk Shandy Shocks, and this speed investment allows us to speed tie with it. The other options here in Wild Bolt Storm and Volt Switch are here just as good stab and pivoting options, and knockoff is to knock off obviously items into opponents like Hisuian Goodra, as well as anything else that wants to come in on Thunderous Therian. Our next mon is Tentacruel. This mon is our check to offensive Blastoise. With a Black Sludge and all of this special defense investment, we are not to hit KO'd by Hydro Pump, +2 Hydro Pump in the rain. Sludge Bomb is just a nice option to hit Blastoise before it sets up, as well as Flip Turn out of bad matchups, Haze to get rid of boosts from Blastoise or maybe an Overquill in a bad situation, and Rapid Spin to get rid of hazards. Earthworm is our Terra Captain this week. We're running Terra Electric to have a better matchup into Sandy Shocks, as we did not take any damage from Earth Power with our ability Earth Eater, as well as all of its other moves are resisted by Electric and Thunderbolt and Power Gem. We're at max defense this week to maybe live a hit from an Overquill and maybe hopefully check it, as I think Overquill, when set up right, is a big opponent for our team. Heavy Slam for some coverage, Iron Defense Body Press to maybe set up and get a sweep with this mon, and Protect to stall at rain turns, as well as get some passive healing from leftovers. Next we have Choice Scarf Weavile, 184 Jolly Speed, outspeeds Adamant Overquill in the rain. We can hit it hard with a knockoff, or a triple axle if it has not Terrid, or Ice Shard if it's Jolly. Baton Pass is here to just get rid of bad matchups. And our last one here is Florges. With this very specially defensive set, it can be our checks into Iron Valiant and non-Psyshock Latias. And the trick item allows us to trick Lagging Tail to our opponents and really slow them down, as Lagging Tail makes you move last in the priority bracket. It also gives us a emergency option into Overquill if we want to read that they are not going to poison move and rather just set up in our face. Wish Protect here over Synthesis, as obviously the rain, and Moonblast for just good stab option if we need it. This is your week 1 team for the Phoenix Pig Knights. Let's get right into the battle. Alright, as you can see, hopping right into the match, as you can see, we're post-commentary mode. Hopefully in the future I can sit down and do live commentaries, but sadly this match was played in a bit of a rush, as I was a little late to this match, so I didn't have enough time to set up. So let's go ahead and start. So first turn we see the leads, Weavile versus Sandy Shocks. So I was expecting, seeing no booster energy, I was expecting Scarf turn 1, and hoping to catch my opponent off guard with our Scarf Weavile. I just went right for triple axle. Sadly though, our opponent brought a very good set in defensive Blastoise with Rocky Helmet, and so we do a tad to Blastoise here, but take a lot of chip and recoil. So I decided to switch out into Thundurus, as being locked into Triple Axle, we will just die next turn. And our opponent makes a good mid-ground play and goes for Yawn, so switch right back into Weavile, as I think they're going to go back into Sandy Shocks. Just make a mid-ground play here and Baton Pass. Went back into Thundurus there as I could click Grass Knot, and it would hit most of their team very hard, except for the one and only Stewie and Goodra. So right here we see that they're gooey, which is good information to know, as we know they're not shell armor, so they can be crit by our main man Urshifu down here. Obviously being locked in Grass Knot, we switch into the main man Urshifu Rapid. They go for a nice play in Knockoff, but we go for a nice mid-ground play there, expecting them to switch, and you turn out. So our special attacking threat here, we go into our special attacking wall in Florges, and we just go ahead and go for the trick, trying to catch the stay in or switch out into another threat. We get the Moonblast off into Blastoise, and yeah, we get that Moonblast off into Blastoise, bringing it very low in range of probably our Weavile. They make a good play and go into Hisui and Goodra, so we obviously have to switch out here. Mid-ground and go towards Tentacruel. The Heavy Slam doesn't do a lot of damage, and we're just gonna flip turn out of here, keep the momentum chain going, go back to Weavile as we have done for basically every opportunity, and with this thing losing Rocky Helmet, Triple Axle was no drawback, and thankfully here we did not miss any axles and the Blastoise go down. So very big defensive piece gone for our opponent. They go into Iron Valiant here, and as always, switch into Florges. It's our check. Throw off a Wish here, maybe to predict them switching in. They click the Draco button there, obviously being very defensive, doing that much, but we heal all the way back up with our good friend Wish. We make that read there and go for that Heavy Slam, protecting, scouting what they want to do, and now we go to Thundurus, and we see that they're indeed not Scarf, and rather they're likely Light Clay. In this instance, however, they went for Reflect, and seeing that they're more defensive, it is possible that they are not max speed, though it is not 100% confirmed. So we take the read here and take the speed tie, possible speed tie here, and go for Grass Knot. We either win the speed tie, I forget if our opponent was max speed, but we get it. Our opponent makes a good switch in Pseudo-Wudo. I just go ahead and throw off a Grass Knot, as I think trading these two for each other will be a good trade, as everything on the team outspeeds this Thundurus, or isn't, can't really do much into the Slug over here. Our opponent, expecting a switch, goes for Rocks, and we see the cool tech here in Hit Smash. So obviously Thundurus goes down, but in return Pseudo-Wudo also goes down. Go into Orthworm here, as many of has good options into basically all the remaining mons. And we're just gonna stay in here and throw off some attacks, going that Heavy Slam, going for a bit of some neutral damage. Go ahead and call that, read it, and click the body press. and again protecting to scout out what they're going to do, get a bit of leftovers recovery. Seeing that they decided to stay in, going to go for the body press here likely. Just chipping away at the team so it can't, just chipping it down low so we can clean up with our other mons left in the back. Terra Captain Earthworm goes down here. Didn't ever Terra in this match, but we go to Urshifu here, go for close combat, as even if they switch to either of these mons, they get chunked enough where I think our mons in the back could take him down, as well as the fact that it's possible that they will stay in here. They stay in and goes down. Speed drop means that 100% are going to be slower. We just stay in here and sack Mr. Shifu to get a clean switch into our Florges. Obviously this is our big special wall, so we just go ahead and throw off a Moonblast. It might have been more optimal to go for a Wish there, just worried about them calm minding and boosting past where Florges could not secure the KO. We just KO and they're down to their last mon. Again, as predicted, they are calm mind, but in the end we've kind of checkmated them here, as even though they have a good tech in Size Shock, we can just go out to our main Weavile. Because of our Choice Scarf, we guarantee outspeed and can go up for that Ice Shard, even though our opponent has Vacuum Wave. We clean up and put ourselves on the board in the win column this week, winning 2-0 versus the owner of the league, and a very scary matchup. I was very surprised that our opponent did not bring Rain to us, as I thought Overquill Position Woe could honestly chunk my team very hard. I'm really proud of my prep. I think basically, since Girl didn't do this much this week, I think all of the other prep that I used really came into play, and so I'm looking forward to the weeks to come. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you probably next week.